Hey everybody, this is Frillioth and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. We're on the Just Vanilla server again, and this is working fine, isn't it? Look at that behind me. All the slots are filled in our villager trading hall, which is fantastic, and we've got a ready supply of villagers at the top waiting to drop in on us. So it's working really well. I've been AFK around here now for about 12 hours. On or off. The server resets it or restarts itself every 4 hours, so you can't sit here overnight like on some servers, which is not a bad thing. And as I say, I've been AFK for 12 hours or so, and so far we've got quite a decent collection of villagers. I've flushed away already all of the green-coated villagers. Because, like I said in the last episode, they're useless. They're no good to anybody. And then I remembered that they're okay for iron farms, and I've already got rid of about 8 of them before I realised that. So I think that's going to be the plan for today. I'm going to build myself an iron farm because I'm scrimping and scraping at the moment, running around trying to get a few bars of iron. So while these guys are doing what they do, and this is working okay, I'll start transferring some of the villagers off to a different location where we'll build an iron farm, and we're going to do that down here. Normally, when I don't like them, they get flushed down here, don't they? They go through there. That's a little killing chamber. They go down there and die. However, if I don't send them down there, if I send them down here, which is the opposite direction to the breeder, the villager breeder, if I get them down to here, around about here anyway, this area is far enough away not to interfere with the breeder, so I can set up an iron farm, which is basically another village. It's a made-up village. The breeder is a village, and this will be another village, and they have to be at least 64 blocks apart for them not to interfere with each other. If they're not, when the chunk unloads, or I log out and log back in again, the villagers merge, and that'll screw everything up. So it needs to be at least 64 blocks away. I think it's a little bit more than 64, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to dig all of this out. It's going to be about 18 by 18 by, 8 high or so. So I'm going to dig it all out, and then we'll make an iron golem farm here. And then the golems are going to fall into a lava pit, and the goodies are going to whiz back down probably an ice road kind of thing, water chute, and go back to my base and get stored in chests for me to use, which would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So you guys have had a lucky escape, some of you up there, because you're not going to die today. So I'm going to get myself I've got myself a pick. I'm going to get myself some more torches. And I'm going to run off down there and do some digging. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, so I've done a bit of digging. I've dug out an area that is just over a chunk, and I've tried to keep it inside a chunk. If you F3 and G, you can see chunk borders. And I wanted it to be inside one chunk. I didn't want it to straddle 2 or 3 or 4, even 4 different chunks. So it's all inside one chunk. It's 6 high, and it's a chunk and 1 wide. So what's that? 16, 17, it's 18 wide. So in theory, I should be able to stick a bucket of water there, and it will flow and leave a gap in the middle of 2 squares. If that is the middle, probably not. Nowhere near, is it? Anyway, it'll leave a gap in the middle of 4 squares. So I'll dig those 4 squares out, dig a chute down, put a bit of lava in it. Golems will spawn, fall down. But before I do that, what I tend to do, and it's annoying and it's something I do often, is I'll crack on and do something. I'll build something that's functional, exactly the same as the trading hall over there, and exactly the same as the villager breeder. It's functional, it does a job, it works really well, but it looks pants. I'm not an aesthetic builder. I'm not somebody who can build something that make it look really nice easily. It takes a lot of time and a lot of thought, and not that kind of builder. I just prefer to knock some. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just put a bit of water down, put a few doors down, lob a few villagers in here now and get it working. But I've decided to turn over a new leaf. It's a new series, it's a new leaf. So I'm going to grab myself some clay. Probably going to have to go into town and to buy some from somewhere. But I'm going to make it look nice. For the first time in a long time, I'm going to make one of my builds look nice. So I've done a bit of digging. It's now time to do a bit of shopping. Well, I went shopping and I couldn't find what I was looking for. I couldn't find anybody that sold hardened clay. So I'd been told there was a portal somewhere in the system that led to a Mesa biome, but nobody seemed to know where. Anyway, I've managed to find it. So it's time to do a bit of digging. So I've done a bit more work since I've got my hardened clay. And this is what I've come up with. It's not unique. It's not fantastic. It's not inspirational, but it's better than stone. Apart from the floor, which is stone. I ran out of hardened clay. After digging for hours, I still didn't get enough. So the first floor is similar, apart from the design on it. Now, I believe that you don't need light to spawn iron golems. So I've got no intention of having light in here. Well, there is at the moment because I don't want mobs. But once there's water on the floor, mobs can't spawn on water. Iron golems can. The plan then is to get some villagers into a little holding area, into a little villager pen. At least 10 of them, I believe it is, at least 10. And then I need 12 doors down each side. You need 21 valid doors to make a village. So if I have 12 on either side, obviously that's 24. That's more than enough. 10 villagers over there makes spawning conditions for an iron golem. Now the two floors, iron golems spawn within an area of 16 by 16 by 6, I believe it is. So if I stick the doors level with that level there, that level, they'll spawn either 3 below it or 3 above it, which means they'll spawn on either level, which doubles the amount of spawning spaces in a one-leveled iron golem farm, which is great. Also, I intend for the iron golems to be killed here, so they haven't got to be transported away. If anybody who's ever made an iron golem farm, if you've seen them being pushed along in water, it is laborious. And one of the big factors for slowing down spawn rates in an iron golem farm is getting the iron golem out of the area in the first place. So if I had him in a water stream, moving way down here towards the base to be killed somewhere else, it takes forever. And as long as he's in here, another iron golem won't spawn. So the sooner I can get rid of him, the better. So I think killing them here would free up iron golems to be for the area to be spawnable again. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a lava trap there. We're going to put an ice road leading that way to the base. And we'll see how it goes from there. I've also moved down all these villages. I don't know how many are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 villages, which I'm going to shift it down the back and stick over against that back wall. We'll do that in a second. I need to go and craft myself some doors. I need, like I said, 24. I've only got 10. So we'll go and get those. Also, it looks like my breeding pair of villagers upstairs has run out of food because they've stopped breeding. And the only reason they're going to stop breeding is if they've run out of food. So I need to go up there and feed them again. Now we had, and I don't know why it did it. Maybe one of you guys can help me out with that. But I went up there earlier on today. When would it have been? In real world timing, about 4 hours ago. And there were no villagers up here. There were just lots of empty mine carts. I say lots, there were probably 6 empty mine carts up here. So they'd obviously brought villagers up here, and the villagers have been moving around the top like they're supposed to, looking for a space underneath. And for some reason, the villagers either despawned or died. I've stood there, in fairness, I stood there for 20 minutes, half an hour after I'd fixed it, or after I'd got rid of the minecarts, watching villagers come over, and none of them took any damage anywhere while I was watching them. However, as soon as I moved away from the area, I could hear them every so often, not every time, but every so often, taking damage when they fell down. And I think it was if they fall off the top and land on another villager, the villager falling down takes damage. Not the one that it's falling on, but the falling one takes damage. It doesn't happen very often, but that still doesn't explain why all of them had gone. Because obviously if there's only one left and he's going around, he wouldn't fall on another villager, so he should be okay. So whether... I don't know. If anybody else has had the problem where villagers have just been despawning randomly, then maybe you can let me know. But it's not really a problem because I've got an infinite supply of villagers. So what I'm going to do then is run off, grab some doors, and then I'll meet you back down at the Iron Golem farm. I just wanted to show you this before I put the signs in there and then the lava. Down there's some packed ice going all the way that way with a water chute, and that takes all of the items, all the drops, the poppies and the iron in a water chute just under here. Forgot where I was then. There we go. And it comes out here, and this is a little item sorter. So any poppies that go over, they come in at an angle as well, so they're coming along the edge of the hopper, so they won't get stiff. If you try and put a water chute with items running straight over a hopper, they get stuck in the hopper. So because of how the water comes into this ice chute, they go down the side of the hopper. So the poppies will get sucked into here because, as you know, we have an item sorter here, a very basic item sorter. So if poppies go over here, they'll get sucked into the sorter. If iron bars go over there, they won't. They'll go straight over. There you go. Trying to block it off now, but I've got to leave a little bit of light in here because of lighting lag, which means I can't completely block it off, which is what I'd like to do. But I can't, because then it'll just flash and cause no end of grief. Alright, so I'll block this off now with a bit of light under there, and I can put the last water stream in here, but I do need to stick... Oh, I can do that, can't I? Yeah. Need to stick that block there. And that leads down into my... how many have I got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need to put something there. So now I should be able to put one more ice block in here. Yeah, perfect. Block the rest of this off. Never to be seen again. And the iron bars will come down into here. Now, yes, it's ugly. I know it's ugly. It's not staying here. And I say that often, don't I? How often do I say it's ugly and it's not staying here? Well, it's ugly and it's not staying here. However, I couldn't open that then. Why was that? Interesting. So anyway, that's where we are so far. I've got to run off to the nether now and get myself some lava, which I'll do now, and then hopefully I'll get access to the sky to create a village down there with the doors, and we'll get this thing fired up. Right, so we've mined out the water chute, which is down there. We've put in the storage. We've put in the item sorter that gets rid of the poppies and fires them into a little lake of lava. It's time to put in the water up here. So I'm not using water buckets because I don't have to. It's much easier to use ice. Because ice is stackable in 64s, buckets aren't. So I can't understand why you'd want to run around with a load of buckets of water when you can run around with a few blocks of ice. So we're going to stick ice all around the edges, and when this melts, it's going to create a water chute into the middle, which should fit in the space we've got. If it doesn't, then my calculations are pants, and this is going to make me look like an ass, which won't be the first time if I'm being honest, but there you go. Now the reason for putting the blocks in the corner, I'll get rid of those in a second, is if you put, and now you can't see a damn thing, if you put water source blocks all the way into the corners, when they melt, it'll just make you a lake full of source blocks of water. It'll automatically fill in. So you need that gap, 2 block wide gap in the corners. Otherwise, as I say, you'll just get lots and lots of source blocks. It can be moved once you've broken this block of ice, like so. You can get rid of those, and then that becomes a spawning space for the golem. But initially, you do need it there. Right, it's going to be too dark for you to see anything now, so I'll finish doing this and then we'll go downstairs. So we've done the water upstairs, and that's working like a charm. Can't see anything, but there you go. Again, I'm not sure, I don't know how to check it actually either, but I'm not sure whether they do need, I can't imagine they do need light. I'm sure I've seen them spawn at night. So we'll stick the lava in here before I start messing about with the water. I don't want to be jumping up and down with water while I'm trying to place lava, do I? That'd be just stupid. So that's going to kill the golem. That's going to kill the golem, and then the drops are going to fall down into the water chute. So we'll just fill this up with water or with ice, and then turn it into water, and then we'll go and dig the holes to allow access to the stars for the doors. So now that's the inside of it done. I just need to put the doors. The doors are in place down the side, so I just need to get the villagers over the back. And this is where the fun begins, because they're stuck here at the moment. And I've also got to dig upwards to the surface for all of these doors. So I'm kind of hoping that my calculations are okay and there's nothing between here and the surface. Because if there is, then we're bang in trouble. But so yeah, anyway, I'll dig all that out, and I'll also stick a few rails down, and we'll start pushing these villagers around the corner. They've got to go into here. This is where they're going to be kept forever. Okay, the holes are dug. The doors have got access to the sky, which is up there. So these are now valid doors. I think we've got 12 on one side, 12 on the other. Well, we might have 13 on one side, 13 on the other. To be honest, I can't count, so I don't know. We'll have a count, shall we? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13 on one side. Unlucky for some. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on this side. So yeah, I'm unable to count properly. But anyway, that's still 25 valid doors. There are more than 10 villagers, and they are within range of this village. So this thing should be up and running. Now it should create a golem. It depends. It's a random tick thing. It should create a golem roughly on average every 7 minutes, by all accounts. So I'm not going to stand here and certainly not with you guys watching, waiting for a golem to spawn. But we will go and we will check back in a few minutes or so and have a look at the storage chest to see if it's working. Right, it's cool. 20 past 1 in the morning, and I've been messing around with this thing now for absolutely hours, and for the first time in a long time I've not been able to get it working, and to be honest, I've got no idea why. I've checked it, I've double checked it, I've triple checked it, and I've moved the doors, I've removed the glass just in case there was some kind of glitch that it needed access to the sky without glass. I've added more villagers. I've moved the doors up and down, everything I can think of. But yeah, as yet, I've not been able to spawn a golem. So for some reason, the Minecraft isn't recognising this village as a village. It's not too close to my other village. I've double checked that as well. That one's miles away over there. It's a standalone village by itself, and I can't figure it out. And as I say, it's 1:20 in the morning. I really should go to sleep. So this one's beat me for today. However, on a positive note, I went over to see Bone Smasher earlier on today. He'd got a bit of a problem with his villager breeder, so I went over to see if I could offer a bit of help. And between us, we managed to get it working, which was excellent news. And as a thank you, he gave me a pair of elytra and a couple of rockets, which was really, really nice of him. Really thoughtful. So I'm made up. I've now got elytra. And we've got another butcher. So I've got elytra, I've got my rockets, but I don't have any iron yet. But it'll come, we'll get it sorted. It's going to be dark outside. It's always dark outside. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe it's not dark outside. So yeah, we'll put the golem farm, iron farm on hold for tonight. But what I want to do before I call an end to this episode, I just want to do a bit of farming again, and I want to feed these villagers up here with a bit of bread. What I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this farm as well. Now I'm in need of a ready supply of bread. I'm going to be replacing this farm up here with a farm that's occupied by a villager. He'll do all the farming for me, which is brilliant. And what he'll also do is pass the wheat once it's been harvested to another couple of villagers in a separate part of the building, and they're going to turn it into bread. And once it's turned into bread, I'll automatically get it transferred over to the villager spawner, the villager breeder over there. So they'll always have a ready supply of bread. So I'm trying to automate it as much as I can to stop me having to run around doing all of this, because this is just dangerous. I mean, I've been attacked by creepers I don't know how many times. And you know what creepers are like. Ninjas of Minecraft, especially the ones that jump off the top. I mean, I've been stood there, I've had them jump off the top. I mean, what's all that about? I suppose that's what they do. Anyway, you don't want to see me plant crops, do you? Let me lob some bread at the villagers, and then I guess we'll call it a day. Even though it's been an unproductive day. For the first time, as I say, for the first time in a long time, I've not been able to get it working, and it's annoyed me because I've done loads of them. Loads and loads of them. So anyway, they're getting the bread, they're going to get jiggy with it, and everybody's going to be happy. So we'll call it a day for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. It's been brilliant having you along as usual. If you have enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. It really does mean a lot. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilly off, and I'm out of here.